I guess first of all, like there's a lot of people back in Ottawa. Just wondering, kind of how you're doing here after what's happened in the last few days.
Yeah, doing well. I'm thankful that it's close enough where I can drive home. Most practice days. It's only about 100 miles, so I can get home in a couple hours and see the family on most days. So, that's a huge help. And I'm just here to make the most out of it.
So I mean, for you, is your plan? Are you going to like kind of have a hotel here and then just kind of zip back and forth, or like?
Yeah, they got me a hotel room here, and yeah, I think my plan is, most days, like practice day, we're done by, noon, so I can be home by 2 o'clock and hang out for the afternoon with my wife and my daughter. So that's probably the plan. Head home as much as I can. Like I said, it's nice that it's fairly close, so I'm able to do that.
Can you maybe walk us through how everything played out last week and kind of how you were told you were being placed on waivers?
Yeah, so it was just after the game in Anaheim, and I hadn't dressed that game. They just called me in and said they were going to put me on waivers with the intention to send me to Belleville, and they said it was a management decision. That's about all I got. I'm down here, and I'm going to try to make the most out of my time here.
Have they communicated with you at all? Like since then, have you had any conversations with Pierre Dorion in the last few days?
No, not with Pierre. No. Coach called me. Berkey called me. Haven't heard from Pierre. Heard from Peter when I cleared waivers. Peter McTavish, and that's about it.
So did you? I'm just trying to figure out the logistics here. Did you fly? You were back on the charter with the team?
I got my own flight home the day before, again, just so I could spend that day. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but came home a day early, basically, to spend the day with my family.
And just what was that like? I mean, just for you, I'm sure, because now you're basically going from LAX all the way to Ottawa, and unfortunately, you got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah.
What are you thinking when you're on that commercial flight?
At that point?
Yeah.
Just confusion, honestly, was the main one. A lot of confusion, but at the end of the day, I thought about what I wanted to get out of it. So, like I said, I'm here to make the most of it and keep my eye on the prize, and eventually, obviously, get back up there as soon as possible. So, that's what I'm here to do, is just to make the most out of it.
It felt like you never had a chance to really get your game under you to start the year.
Right.
I felt like you talked to us about how you were sick at the start of the year, and then can I ask? I mean, you were on the COVID protocol list. Did you test positive? Did you have COVID?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I had to do the whole deal, 10 days, 10 days of literally nothing. No skating, no. I started to work out maybe on day 6 or 7 or something like that, but hit me, relatively hard. So I went from I was sick at first, and then I had the head injury, and then COVID. And then I played the one game in San Jose, obviously.
And you, I remember you telling us before the season started, you put on about 10, 11, I think it's 12 pounds, and you said you put on. With the flu, with COVID, have you lost all that?
Yeah, I did with COVID for sure, because that, like I said, that hit me pretty hard. But was able to get it back relatively quick. I think I've kind of adjusted to that weight now, so it seems a lot more natural, and it comes back a lot quicker than it used to. So that's kind of what I'm hovering around right now still.
I'd like to ask this question in a really fair manner.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're the scapegoat or being blamed at this particular juncture?
I do, yeah. I also think that's part of what you sign up for as a goalie. I think that comes with the territory. I think, I obviously haven't been good enough to win. Don't think I've been bad, but haven't been good enough to win. That's what it's about at the NHL level. So like I said, it is what it is. As a goalie, that comes with the territory. So, I'm here to make the most of it. The last 2 days have been a blast. These guys have been great. Manor is a great communicator, and I know Justin Peters really, really well. We skated together when he was still playing quite a bit. So great to have those relationships, and these guys have been great since I've been down here. So yeah, I've been having fun, and like I said, looking to make the most out of it.
How has some of the previous adversity you've gone through in your life, Matt, maybe prepared you for this particular moment? Because I'll be honest with you, you seem very upbeat to me. I wasn't sure how you were going to be.
Yeah.
You seem very upbeat to me. How are you able to keep that level of, I guess, positivity and optimism here?
I don't know. I think perspective is a big one. Like thinking big picture, like thinking about what I really want to get out of this, and keeping my focus there. Other than that, like I said, it's nice that I can go home and see my family too. It's close. That's obviously a big one. But yeah, I think big picture perspective. It really doesn't change much for me. It's obviously frustrating to deal with in the short term, but I think when I think big picture, those feelings kind of even out, and I'm able to just stay focused on one day at a time.
Mentally, like if you had to come down here and say that you needed to work on one aspect of your game, would it be technical, mental, or is that a little bit of both, or what? Like, what would you say right now?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I can exactly answer that specifically. I don't even think it's about that. Like I feel like I said, I don't think I've been bad this year by any stretch, but I just haven't been good enough, or I haven't been great enough to get wins, and that's what it's about. So it's like an inch away type of thing, you know what I mean? And it's just about getting that extra step in order to be able to get over that hump and start winning games for the team.
You talk about the line being so close. You were playing really well. That Rangers game, the afternoon game, you guys were humming along. It's 2-0.
Yeah.
Kreider comes across and kind of just clips you.
Yeah.
Did you ever think to yourself now, like, if only he hadn't done that, if only my head and neck wasn't in that exact spot, maybe the trajectory is totally different?
I don't really think like that, I mean, it happened. It's part of the game. It was accidental. It's incidental contact. So I try not to think hypothetically. I just take things one day, one step at a time. Part of the game. You got to deal with injuries, and you got to deal with, obviously, COVID now is something that everybody has to deal with. It's just part of life now. So obviously, I would have liked to have avoided both things, but I try not to think hypothetically. Like I said, I just think about what I can do to get to where I want to be.
I got two more questions, I promise. That's
yeah,
it.
No, of course. I got time. We don't have the bus till 12:30, so I got time.
Do you have a timeline in mind in terms of when you think you can or you want to be back? I mean, I'm sure the answer is tomorrow, but realistically speaking, what's the timeline for Matt Murray?
Again, I don't know if I can really answer that question. That's not a question for me, honestly. That's up to the management and whoever else. But like I said, I'm taking things one day at a time. I haven't really. It hasn't really been communicated to me exactly what the plan is. So all I can really do is, like I said, try to stay sharp and get better. Work on my game. Take a little time and. Just one day at a time, try to get better.
My last one, I would imagine that you've probably been flooded with a lot of support from the hockey world. A lot of people have probably reached out. Is there one particular text or note or call you got from someone that you're like, you know what, that one means a lot to me?
Oh man, I don't know if I can name one in particular. There has been so many. All my buddies from home, my mom. Yeah, I don't know if I can really name one because there's been so many. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm just thankful for all the support for sure.
Perfect. I have a couple Belleville specific questions for you, perhaps.
Yeah, sure.
This is obviously not where you expected to be at this point in your career, but you're here now. What have the first couple days been like for you? What have you made of the setup and the way things are going here?
Yeah, it's been great. My first couple days have been great. Like I said, Troy's been a great communicator, and I have a really good relationship from before with Justin Peters, which is obviously great. Makes it really easy to work with him. He's known my game. I think we started skating together when I was 15 years old, so he's known my game the whole way up, and obviously that helps a lot. Great communication down here. very professional. So it's been awesome. I've had a ton of fun the past 2 days.
It seems like a pretty good time to be joining this team as well. They're on a 4-game win streak. Is that perhaps a positive as well, that you're kind of getting here at the right time, basically?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, just by the professionalism and the way that people conduct themselves down here, it's not surprising to me that they've been winning. Great group of guys, great coaching staff. Practices the last 2 days have been super high tempo and really good quality. Like I said, I'm happy to be, I've been happy to be here the last couple of days and had a blast. So I'm thankful for that.
And maybe just a thought on your partner for now, Matt Sogard. The young goalies in this organization have so much potential. Is there anything that you think you'll be able to teach him or maybe even take from him? For sure, yeah. Yes to both of those. I mean, he's in a similar situation to where I was coming up through the American League, and he's a great kid. He works his butt off. He's smart. He's polite. He's a nice kid. I just hope to bring whatever value I can to him, because a lot of people did that for me when I was coming up. So yeah, I'm just hoping to do the same for him. Perfect. That's great. Cool.